welcome back to Anastasia Chorna Show. I'm Anastasia Chorna, and today we're gonna be talking about moving on the budget. Let's get started. This is going to be a very informative video, so make sure you grab a pen and paper, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here, and please like my video. Really helps me out, and let's get going. Make sure that you come up with a checklist as soon as possible. As soon as you start getting ideas in your head about what needs to be done prior or during the move, make sure to write it down, because a lot of times a lot of us tend to keep it all in our brains and thinking and hoping that we will remember when the time is right, but more often than not, we definitely forget about a lot of things that we had thought of prior. So to make sure that your move is as smooth as possible, do come up with a checklist. Declutter your home before you move. We do form so many attachments to things that don't even have sentimental value to us anymore. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Greg. Come on, you gotta get rid of that helmet. You're not even riding bicycle anymore. You don't even have a bicycle. Who are you trying to kid? And there's a few things that you can do with the stuff that you feel like has to go. For instance, you can donate. Donate a lot of stuff. It is highly encouraged in this country. You can recycle, repurpose stuff like that. You can donate things, you can pack them all up, you can donate them to different shelters, or you can donate them to different thrift stores, different organizations like Goodwill. Make sure you pick up a receipt, because then you can use that receipt as a proof that you made a donation, and you can use that as a tax break when you're doing your taxes. If you feel like something that you do not use anymore necessarily can be used by somebody else and it has a lot of value in it, like furniture or certain appliances, TV sets, bicycles, anything really, you try to sell it. You can hold a garage sale or estate sale and make a little bit of money to cover the costs of some of the expenses of your move. You can also use different apps like Fifth Mile or Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp. There's others that are very useful of getting rid of stuff that you don't need and making just a little bit of cash. But if you feel like none of those things work, and if you feel like none of the stuff that you want to get rid of actually has any value, then I highly encourage recycling. Because if you're in America, chances are that your neighborhood has a recycling program. So don't shy away from doing that. I talk a lot about how much impact human beings have on this planet. And let's make sure that we repurpose, recycle, reuse as much as possible. Another way to save on packaging is to get creative with how you pack your stuff. For instance, you can use socks to wrap up your glassware, or you can use towels to wrap up your plates. You can also find boxes for packing in the recycling bins. And I know how that sounds, and I was like, excuse me, Anastasia, I am much better than digging through recycling bins. You are. I'm not saying you're not. However, they're very clean, and a lot of times people just throw away big recycling boxes that are really good. They're new. There's nothing wrong with them, and you can actually use them and save money on boxes that you would have otherwise bought. The same with bubble wrap or any kind of packing materials. Another thing that you can do also is you can go on Craigslist, because there's a lot of people who are giving away free stuff, like free boxes, free packing materials, free anything really on Craigslist. Marketplace has a lot of stuff. All of those apps that I've talked about, they actually do have that free sections. So you might just want to scroll through those and save up some money and pick up some of the free packing materials from your neighborhood. If you have a chance, make sure to measure the door frames and hallways and staircases of the new building that you're moving to, because a lot of times when you bring your furniture to it, you find out on the spot that there's no way for you to actually bring it in. So being prepared with the measurements for the new place, you can actually prepare yourself with unassembling certain pieces of furniture that will not fit through the door frames or whatever it is. And also it can help you with decluttering, because if you know that something doesn't fit, you can get rid of that. You can sell it, make money off of it, and get something new for yourself for your new house. This one might be hard, but try to stay away from continuously adding and adding new stuff, new furniture to your cart wherever you shop, whether it's Wayfair, Amazon, whatever website that you're shopping on, or if you're going to different physical stores, try to stay away from actually doing that, because keep that in mind. Whatever stuff that you buy right now before you actually move to your new home, you will have to pack that. You will have to transport that, and you have to unpack that once you're there. And it's a lot more hassle for you than you actually need, and it adds on to whatever you need to do right now as well. If you are moving to a different state or a different city because of your job, it might make sense to actually speak to your company to see if you might be able to get some kind of a reimbursement, because you will be surprised how much the companies are actually willing to pay you or pay you back or reimburse you for your expenses when you're moving for your job. If you are not moving for your job, still save your receipts, because you still might be able to use them when you're doing your taxes. And especially if you're a military, you are definitely going to be able to take that off of your taxes at the end of the year. While you might think that you are a superhuman and you can do all of the move by yourself, you can do all the heavy lifting by yourself, there might be some time that comes that you do realize that moving a huge couch down to the ground level, uploading it into your truck that you just rented, and taking it out of the truck and moving it into your new home is a bit of an overkill for a single person. You know, so you might want to consider actually getting some help, and don't be afraid to ask for help. And if you're like me who doesn't have any friends to ask, JK, you know, you might want to consider hiring professional help, especially if you have a lot of things that are very gentle and can be broken easily. You might want to consider hiring somebody who used to play a lot of Tetris and they know how to save space. I'm pretty sure that if you research online for those companies, there's going to be a lot of them in your area. Worst case scenario, you can actually go on that same Craigslist and see if there's somebody out there who's looking for a job who can do the heavy lifting for you. You might not be necessarily in charge of when you move, depending on your situation and whether you're moving for your job or not. But if you do have a chance to make your own decision on when you're moving, you might want to consider moving off season. The season is actually from May to September. That is when a lot of people are moving, so the prices for everything are usually much higher than off-season, which is between October through April. So keep that in mind. Do some research, see if that might be an option for you to delay the move a little bit, if it might make sense for you financially to do that, to save some money, and just look into it to see how it is in your market. And the last thing that I want to say is do your research and compare some prices for your move. For instance, compare your prices on the moving companies if you're using any, because sometimes companies, when you're moving and you're switching from a different company, will give you like a special for the first year of you staying in that house, where you will pay less for internet or like telephone service. Does anybody use telephone service? I don't think so, right? Cable TV? But if this is something that you use and there's different providers for the services in your new place, then do compare the prices, because you might be able to get really nice deals on that, and it might make sense for you to switch over to a new company versus staying with your old provider if they're all in the same area and they're able to provide service for you in there. But do keep in mind to make sure to ask what the terms and conditions are going to be after the initial special rate period, because it might not even make sense if the price goes up a lot. One of the biggest questions that comes up when you are moving across country or you're moving across states is what to do with your car, because not only you have a lot of clutter that you decided not to declutter and throw away or donate or recycle, you also have your car. And there's a few things that you can do, of course. You can either go on a road trip and drive your own car to the new destination, or you can look up some companies that transport your car and see what comes out to be cheaper for you. This is all the information that I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching until the end. Make sure to like this video if there was something new that you learned today. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know how many times you've moved. Have you moved a lot? Or have you been stagnant in one area that you've called home? A lot of videos actually come as requests from my subscribers, so if there's something that you would like to see on this channel, leave a comment in the section below this video, and I will see you in the next video. That's a lot of video talk. Bye-bye.